Have you ever been married or grew up with siblings? Ever had a roommate? You probably noticed it's not the anniversary trip or the last Christmas gift exchange that determines how you feel about the relationship. It's the day-to-day experience that matters. Do you feel respected? Do you feel heard? Do you feel appreciated? More practically, it looks like this. Did they pick up their laundry? Is the toothpaste cap back on the tube? Did they put the toilet paper on the roll properly? Listen, it's the same way at your organization. People don't stay or go because of the bigger retention bonus or lack thereof. DSP Appreciation Week is not a make it or break it event. What matters most is the day-to-day experience for your employees. What's it actually like to work there? Hello, difference maker, and welcome to IDD Leader, the podcast that's all about helping human service organizations retain and grow their workforce using behavioral science. I am your host, Nate Beers. Let's dive in. Today, I'm going to give you 5 small, very doable changes that create big results in employee loyalty, performance, and, you guessed it, retention. Now listen, I see that prize. It's that glistening less than 20% turnover per year goal that we're all trying to work towards and that I can help you get to. But ironically, it's not the Disney World raffle that's going to get you there. It's in how your frontline supervisors interact with your frontline staff. It's in how you handle so many smaller but absolutely vital things. Let's go to number 1. The first small change that you can make is every employee should be hearing positive behavior-specific feedback at a minimum of twice a month. Ideally, this should be nearly every day or, once a week, but I'm talking bare minimum. They should be hearing behavior-specific praise or feedback that's telling them they're doing a good job. This costs no money, but the results, I should say, are very noteworthy. Now, let me be real clear and specific on what I'm meaning. This would be things like when a supervisor says, "You're doing great." Yeah, no, that's fine, but it's not fine. It's not enough. What you want your supervisor to say is, just be really specific. Hey, today you handled that client's behavior with so much patience and you redirected them very effectively. Great job. Or, wow, that was quite a difficult shift to get through because you had a call off and you were short-staffed, and yet you kept your calm, you held it together, and you helped us get through a tough time. Thank you. That was amazing. Be specific. Be specific about behaviors they engaged in. The best way to make this happen where every employee is experiencing it is to train your supervisors and have them actually track it. How simple would it be? Just have a simple chart. Every supervisor has a list of all the people that report to them, and then they can just put a check mark each time they give behavior-specific praise. You could run it as an experiment for 1 month just to see if it's happening and to bring that awareness to supervisors. Speaking of which, the other question, of course, is, are you doing this? Are you engaging in behavior-specific praise and feedback? This is huge. We do not outgrow gold stars as humans. Now, we might outgrow the actual gold star, but we still want to know we're doing a good job. And a generic good job is not going to cut it. So give behavior-specific praise and feedback. Small change number 2 is creating a way for ongoing tangible incentives that happen when people reach individualized goals. Okay, that was kind of a mouthful. What do I mean? Well, small wins deserve rewards, some kind of prizes. I'm not talking about having Employee of the Month or one of those just dreadful participation medals that most people feel kind of like you're talking down to them for giving them a medal when they know they didn't do anything great. I'm talking about real, tangible incentives that are tied to specific performance objectives and things that can be measured. For example, no med errors for 3 months. Boom, that equals a $25 gift card. Are they just doing their job? Yeah, that is just their job. But at the same time, it's worth rewarding that they're doing their job with excellence and with consistency. Here's another example. All their trainings are done early. Well, that could be rewarded with maybe a free lunch voucher. Or 100% of their daily notes are done on time and accurately. Boom, that equals a swag bag, or maybe that enters them into a bigger raffle. The kicker is they should know that when they perform X, they will receive Y. Yes, it's good to sometimes do surprise things as well, but if you're looking to build consistent higher performance and higher engagement, higher buy-in, enjoyment of the job, you want to have it where they know, if I do X, I will receive Y. And those simple things can have a profound impact on motivation. The rewards should be frequent, so it's not like you did something for a whole year and then you get a reward. That's not going to affect their day-to-day. They should be pretty frequent. And, monthly or every quarter probably is about the longest I'd push it for different things. They can be small, but they should be visible. People should know what's coming. It's not a mystery. When consequences are immediate or shorter time frames, and when they're certain, they move the needle. They change behavior. When a result or a consequence, even a reward, is uncertain or the time frame is really pushed out, it does not influence behavior nearly as much. So stick with it being more frequent, smaller, but really certain that they know how to get it. Okay, small change number 3. I've seen this, how can I put this? At successful organizations that have low turnover, this seems to be a very common denominator. Probably not in every single one of them, but across the board, this is a very common thing for organizations that are getting it right. They will have a peer mentor system for new hires. I don't think there has to be a one-size-fits-all on this, but a really basic place to start would be to have a 90-day peer mentor. So anytime a new DSP, new supervisor, new staff person gets hired, they get assigned a peer mentor. That should be hand-selected and probably a little bit trained so they know what they're doing as the peer mentor. But have them meet with that person maybe even daily on that first week or at least a few times the first week, then at least weekly for the first month. And then the next 2-3 months, they could probably just meet every other week. If you want to have it go longer, maybe you cut it back to once a month if you're going to keep the mentor on for, say, 6 months. But either way, it gives them a social in. It gives them someone that's safe and easy to ask, like the silly, dumb little questions they don't want to bug their supervisor about. And listen, if it's anything like most agencies I work at, that I work with, all your people are running around like crazy, and it's hard for supervisors to give a lot of individualized attention, although it's still valuable, and we'll get to that here in a moment. But the key here is that accessibility of their peer mentor is huge, and it's what makes it a world of difference. I think that pretty well covers that one. The one thing I kind of said this, but I want to go into it just for another moment, would be to say you do want to choose your mentors wisely. You want someone that's an engaged employee, that's good with people, and that is going to accurately represent the culture that you are building and that you have, but that you want your culture to be in your organization. That's the kind of person you want to be the mentor. That matters a lot. Because if you came in as a new employee and you got mentored by someone that's kind of disengaged or really doesn't engage in best practices, now you've actually just created more work for yourself later for the person that gets trained that way. All right, small change number 4. Quick supervisor check-ins. Ideally, this would happen weekly. If you have supervisors that have 15, 16 direct reports or more than that, I'd say probably you can get away with every 2 weeks. It'd be all right. This is not a formalized supervision meeting. These are the quick check-ins. I mean, this can happen sometimes by text, by phone, by run-into in the hall, or when they stop by the house if it's in a residential setting. It could happen sometimes even through email. But you're just asking simple little questions. Hey, how's it going? What's one win that you had recently? Anything you need from me? Where's a stuck spot? Where's anything that's a frustration? Having these quick informal check-ins does a few different things that are really powerful. One, it communicates value to every one of your employees. Their supervisor cares about them. They care about what matters to the employee. That's huge. Secondly, it helps to keep smaller frustrations from building. How often have I seen that people walk out the door, they quit or just leave in the middle of a shift because they just reached a boiling point. They were so frustrated. And that one last frustration was the straw that broke the camel's back. When a supervisor has cultivated like positive open communication with them and the people that that report to them, then they're going to stay much more in tune with what types of frustrations are happening when they're still small. And so usually the frustrations don't get a chance to build up as much and to snowball. So that is very helpful. It's kind of just almost like a pulse check. They want to make sure everything's going well. And how can they help? How can they serve their frontline employees? Ideally, every supervisor sees that their number one job is to support the frontline employees. Yes, we care about supervisors being good with the individuals we serve. Yes, we want them to accomplish their administrative tasks. I mean, yeah, it has to get done. But really, the best thing they can do, their number one job, is to empower and to make their direct reports successful. Because if they do that, everything else will flow so much better. All right, I'll step off the soapbox now. You ready for number 5? This one I can almost guarantee you're not doing. Really? No, I really think you're probably not. But I want to challenge you and encourage you. Give it a shot, see what happens. This would be a monthly wins meeting with giveaways. Now, what on earth do I mean by that? Well, once a month, schedule like a 15, 20-minute at the most Zoom call, or if you can do it in person or whatever. You might, if you've got residential as one of the programs you offer, you may actually have to offer 2 times with kind of the same call because you're going to catch different people at different times since their shifts vary. But the purpose of this call is literally just for upper management to celebrate wins that have happened. These could be client wins. These could be program wins. These could be highlighting a few kudos to individual staff members, but it's just celebrating wins. Now, they should probably even leave space for other people to share a couple wins as well, because they might not have heard of everything. But the point of the meeting is to share wins. That's it. What this does, and I forgot that one other part to say out loud is this. You want to do giveaways, do like raffles live in the event for people that show up. So it's kind of a double win for people showing up. 1, they're going to get boosted and encouraged by all the cool things that are happening. And 2, they have a chance to win a prize. How great is that? Why this matters is that people tend to see what hasn't been done more than they see what has been done, right? The mess that's still on the floor is more visible than the things that got put away in the right spots. It's kind of like climbing a mountain. We rightfully need to look ahead to see where we're going so we don't trip and fall. But unless we stop and turn around and look, we won't realize how much progress we've made. We're just going to see, man, this is a steep incline, or, there's still a ways to go before I get to the top. And it's a gift to give the people in your organization that gift of perspective. And you as a leader have the chance to do that with these monthly wins meetings. And you can make them a ton of fun, something that everybody looks forward to. It also, one other bonus to this is it adds a sense of relief. When all I see is what's yet to be done or the difficulties and the challenges of day to day, yes, I lose perspective, but I also will feel and carry that stress. But I can feel relief when I see, look what has been done. Look what's been taken care of. Look at this improvement that happened. Look at this win. So that's a gift you get to give your people. So let's wrap up. The 5 small changes that can help fix your employee experience. Positive behavior-specific feedback at least twice a month for every single person that works there. Number 2, ongoing tangible incentives for small goals. Number 3, 90-day peer mentoring for new hires. Number 4, quick supervisor check-ins at least twice a month, informal, but to keep a pulse on what's going on. And number 5, the monthly wins meeting with raffles. All right. You do not have to wait to implement any of these. So what's one action item you could take away from today? Well, it's probably kind of obvious. Choose any one of those 5 and get started. Don't wait. Get started right away. See the difference it makes. And if you can stack these together, then you'll see a compounding effect on the employee experience getting better and better at your organization. Now, if you want help with employee retention, I highly recommend my free guide that I've got on my website. You can download it. It's the top 10 questions and answers to help you solve employee retention. Just go to iddleader.com/top10, TOPTEN, and you can download it there. And if you found this episode helpful, send it to someone else. Hit share and text it to somebody or email it to someone. They're going to appreciate knowing that they're not alone in the trenches, just like you're not alone in the trenches, as you're trying to figure out how can we keep our staff and keep moving forward in our mission and not get bogged down by staff shortages and all the other headaches that happen with high turnover. So they would appreciate it. Send it to them. That'd be great. All right. Well, until next time, here's to your difference maker. Keep up the amazing work.